Let me tell you why I moved all my estate over to a trust and I got it recorded and recognized by the High Court. See, Registrar of the High Court. Now, why I did that, right, is simply because of learning what's happening at the court system and what's going on. So here you go. This is the magistrate's court active case and whatever, some history, but this was some charges. See, charge, and then there's a sign, but this charge, as you can see, is done by the crown. The crown. See, here's some other charge. The crown. Now, what's going on is a charge. A charge is a claim on property rights. They're claiming property rights on the estate as per section 137(2), section 137 subsection 2E of the Criminal Code Act of Belize. I'll show you, watch. There we go, see? This is the Criminal Code Act of Belize, chapter 101. See, Criminal Code. Meaning of property. See, section 137. It talks about in this title, property means property of a tangible nature, whether real or personal, including money and all of this. But then it says here, subsection 2, right? We said 137, subsection 2. Property shall be treated for the purpose of this title as belonging to any person that having the custody or control of it. So if you're in custody of it or control of it, it'll be assumed that the property belongs to you, or having in it any proprietary rights or any interest. There you go. And C, having a charge on it. See, a charge on it. Now, if you continue reading, it says where property is subject to a trust. See, that's where it gets different. The person whom it belongs shall be so treated as including any person having a right to enforce a trust. So how do you get a right to enforce a trust? Well, if you have, this recorded, you got your affidavit of conveyance together, and then you go to record and you publicly record that the estate has been conveyed into trust, right? And now you are a trustee, then now you have the right to enforce the trust. Now you have the right to put a charge on it. But if you don't do that, it'll be interpreted as your rights or properties that are in the public is abandoned. And guess who loves abandoned property? Look at it. They have crown officers, crown officials, crown representatives all over the place. Police officers, ministers, magistrates, they're all working for this right here, see? So you gotta secure your stuff. Look, I'll show you, man. Let's look up, let's see, hold on, give me 1 second. This is, hold on, let's see, move property rights. This is the Trust Act. You gotta read this to understand trust law. See, trust, that's how I learned how to do that right there, see? And then, wait, let me see. I'm going to show you something. It's right here, the Interpretation Act. Okay, so this is the Interpretation Act. It's a very short act. It's the first chapter, Interpretation Act of Belize. Basically gives a definition of the words. Okay, see, here we go. See, it talks about crown agents all day long. See, crown agents. All right. And then estate includes any estate or interest. See, estate includes any estate, any interest, any charge, any right, any title, any claim, any demand, any lien or encumbrance at law or in equity. So when they do a charge, they're putting a lien on the estate until you pay up. You give them some other pieces of property like paper money, and then they remove the lien because they're claiming an interest on the estate. Now let me show you something. Once that's done right there, then you got, what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, this isn't any legal advice or whatnot. I'm just saying what I'm interpreting of this. Then you got to read this. This is where I learned about public trustee, how to appoint. Because if you have the right, as per this right here, as per section 137, subsection 3, if you have the right to enforce a trust, if you have that right, then you can appoint public trustees now. You know what I mean? You can appoint them now. Now, yes, they can work for you. Look at this. Estate includes every description of real and personal property, goods, chattel paper. You know what's a chattel paper? You know what's chattel paper? Let me show you what's chattel paper. See this? This is a bond. They gotta sign this in order to get freedom when they get you a court, right? It's a bond. You guys a bail bond, right? This is chattel paper though. This is chattel paper. This is all fiction. It's a promissory note. It's a promise from one entity to pay another entity. It's a promise that Chandan Makijani, this entity right here, it's a fictitious character, is promising to pay who? Look at it, promising to pay who? The sovereign Lord the King. It's all fiction. So, but it's chattel paper. It's part of the estate. They're trying to make a claim on these things right here. See, it says it right here. Money, securities of money. That's a security right here. This is what's used to secure an obligation. See, it's right here. It says it right here. From a surety or security. Here you go. See? All in writing. See, what's a trust? Includes every case where any person acts as an executor or a guardian or a committee or an administrator, a receiver, a sequestrator, and every case where any person is appointed by the court or under the provisions of any act. This is an act. So you can appoint them. Where is it? Where's the public trustee act? I just had. Oh, it's right here. Shit. What am I looking for? See, right here. This is the act. You can appoint them under this act. See, under the court of this act to administer property of another person for his benefit. There you go. Once you got the right to do that, then you can start. You know what I mean? See, public trustee may decline either absolutely or accept on the prescribed conditions to accept any trust. Public trustee shall not accept any trust. Anyway, you can read this on your own. You know what I mean? We got to study these things right here, man. You got to study these things right here to understand what's going on. But anyway, this is just a friend sharing with you, a friend. And that's it. Not legal advice. Don't look for an attorney for that. You know, look for a bar member for that. I don't know. But this right here is just due diligence. Due diligence, reading and learning the law. You know what I mean? That way you can protect your estate, your rights. It's yours. You gotta protect it. So anyway, peace and love, man.